Hey, what's the best sushi roll?
Mexican roll.
Mexican roll's good.
What's in a Mexican roll?
It's usually shrimp. Shrimp, like avocado,
See,
spicy mayo.
I think that the best sushi roll, bang for your buck, has to be the spicy tuna roll. Generally, it's not too expensive.
Spicy tuna.
It's hard for sushi places to mess that one up. I think it's
Yeah.
pretty good.
I'm weird when it comes to sushi. I don't know, raw fish. I'm very picky.
JB roll.
JB roll is good. Cream cheese and salmon,
Can't
right?
go wrong with that.
Yeah, cream cheese and salmon.
Welcome to the Business on Top podcast with Shane Chernoff, Vijay Patel, and Ben Siegel.
What is wrong with you?
What do you mean what's wrong with? What's wrong with you?
No, what's wrong with you?
No, what's wrong with you? You're projecting. You stop projecting on me.
Favorite Taco Bell item? Go.
Ever or right now? I guess it's the same.
Just answer the question.
Hello?
Lois, I can't take out the garbage because I'm at the office and they're making me stay late.
Peter, the caller ID says you're calling from the kitchen. In fact, I can see you.
Can you see me now?
No.
Okay, now I'm at the office.
Hello, everybody. We're back again. To anyone in Canada listening to us who is a Maple Leafs fan, I'm very sorry. This is the Business on Top podcast, episode 2. I can't believe we made it. This is Shane Chernoff, along with my trusty and incomparable co-hosts, Vijay Patel and Ben Siegel. How you guys doing?
Doing great.
Yeah,
I'm excited for the second episode here.
a lot has happened since episode
Yeah, really a lot. Wait, how long has it been? It's been 2 weeks? 3 weeks?
1.
I would say
weeks.
2 weeks,
Two
weeks
and a
on the
half.
dot. We're doing this episode sound only. We are sound only today. We will post on our YouTube channel, but you will not get any video from us. Just so you guys know, to paint a picture, all three of us are at the table in my apartment. We are all completely naked.
Yes.
So no clothes for us going.
Wait, suits. We're wearing suits. No, nothing else.
Well, we were wearing suits, but now we're completely naked. We've
it's
got
hot.
we've got nothing on. I've got some socks on, but that's about it because we got the thermostat down at like 68.
Why not one more?
Yeah, so that's fun.
Sports is back.
Oh,
Sports is
Yes.
back, and we have
Sports
some
is
live
back.
score updates for you as we break it down here for you guys on this Friday night. The Marlins are playing the Mets right now. Hey, Ben, how's your Orioles prediction doing? I think episode 1, you said that the Orioles were not going to win a game this year.
Yeah, I felt really confident after game 1. They got smoked by the Red Sox, and I was like, all right, I was on to something, and I was pretty excited. And then game 2 happened, and they won, and game 3 happened, and they won. And then I was like, all right, worst take of the year by
I think
me,
you should do a
winless Orioles.
public apology to the...
No, I'm
Baltimore
not going to
Orioles.
apologize. They're still not a great team. They just won a couple games, so
All right.
I'll give them that. I didn't think they'd actually go winless, but if there was ever a year, it'd be this year to not win a game in a short
That's
season.
tough in the MLB, though. Going 0 and anything is
Yeah.
very tough. In
Yeah.
I would say to do it, it's hard to go undefeated and it's hard to go winless. Usually you're going to skew towards 500. And as we sit here in the bottom of the 6th, the Orioles are ahead 8-0 on the defending champion Washington Nationals.
What's the Orioles' record as of
They are
today?
5-7.
Yeah.
So
Shit.
your
All
prediction lasted all of 24 hours. So congratulations. on
Whatever.
that one.
All that matters is the Yankees are 9-3
Yeah.
right now. So our predictions came through.
So far,
And
so
true.
far so good for the World Series predictions, but the winless, I'll take the L, I guess, on that.
When you want great sports analysis, and when I say great, I mean awful sports analysis, you know where to go.
Come to this corner.
The Business on Top
Ben's corner.
podcast.
Oh, we're not lying. I mean, also the Twins are somehow. Well, I guess we kind of predict. That's a.
I was
they're
always
like 10-3.
I've been high on the Twins. If you follow me on Instagram and you remember the beginning of quarantine where I was doing shots and giving you baseball analysis, I said the Twins were a team that was really going to surprise you out of the NL Central. Max Kepler,
Yeah.
big Kepler.
Well, that's
guy.
what we said. We said the AL Central would be the division that we said the Indians or the Twins would be the division that someone could sneak out of.
Oh, that's right.
yeah. So far,
So we go into episode 2 after episode 1, and I think with any show, you have to take a little bit of time to find your voice. And when we finished up the podcast, I think we were happy about some parts and thought we could improve in others. This is going to improve. I think with anything, if you practice makes perfect. The more that we do it, the more that it'll improve. But I was curious to know what your guys' thoughts were on episode 1 once we finally got it in the can and posted it.
Well, I mean, I thought it was pretty good for a first episode of any podcast. You know, just like you were saying, we got to find the flow and kind of work with what we have. I've been actually watching a lot of Pardon My Take in the last couple weeks just to see how they do things, and they're freaking
Yeah,
hilarious. And
they're the pinnacle. Well,
not pinnacle, but like it's one of the best.
We're the
podcasts.
pinnacle.
Speaking of which,
We're the pinnacle.
Did you know I think there are over 1 million podcasts in the world right now?
That's
Podcasts
interesting.
were-
I heard there's 30
There's
million
no-
episodes
yeah, I
in
believe
total in the world.
I got my
I believe
sister
it.
begging me to come
Yeah.
on this podcast.
That's what
Yeah.
I'm just going to keep kicking that can down the road. I keep telling her, I'm getting to her.
I'm.
I'm getting to her.
well, especially quarantine. I mean, everyone's, they're running out of Netflix shows, they're running out of TV shows, so a lot of people are turning to podcasts to pass the time by, or if they're going for walks or anything. So I think a lot of people are. I think the podcast market's a good market to get into, and I think we have good content that people will want to hear, and that's why we started this podcast.
Yeah,
And-
you would think that people say it's saturated market, and people are starting podcasts out of nowhere, and it's just another podcast. But I think, especially in the sports world, it's good to have it because there are different perspectives. Like there's players' perspectives that, like C.J. McCollum of the Rockets,
Yeah.
Rockets, right?
Blazers?
Blazers. He has a podcast, and he was on Part of My Take, and
He's
just
got
talks
a
about, that's what I'm
Pretty
saying.
good podcast.
I know, I
Like,
have to
that
listen
guy
to it.
knows good content.
JJ
Yeah.
Redick just started one, but like you can hear different perspectives from different teams, interviews with different coaches, and like just people who know other people in the industries, and it's just
Yeah,
And that's
thing.
what we want this to be. We want this to be something that is interesting topics discussed by interesting people. We were hoping that we would have a guest by episode 2. Like I said, we're working on that, pulling some back channels behind the scenes. Jeff Bezos is going to join us in the next segment. He's
or
gonna
something
talk
close
about
to Jeff Bezos.
how he started. Yeah, by Jeff Bezos, I mean the three of us for the next 45 minutes or so. But was there anything that you guys thought of that you thought you could improve on? Because while I was working on the opening for our show, which you'll hear in its very raw form, we're going to work on improving that afterwards. One of the things that I noticed was I could not help jumping down your guys' throats every time you start off
I
with an
agree.
idea.
I agree.
Yeah.
It's just
we
you go.
needed. Let me just start. I think episode 1 went a lot better than, I'll be honest, than I expect. I thought it came out really well, at least for our first episode. I think we need a little more, back and forth talking wise, and kind of disappointed in myself that I feel like it wasn't as funny as
It wasn't,
I
it
think
wasn't,
it could
I
be.
think we were just held back because
We
we
were
don't know
held
what
back-
to expect.
Yeah.
Well, here's
We
what
don't know.
happened. You were held back because of me, because I'm a failure.
Yeah, so we're blaming this all on Shane Chernow.
So,
of our,
in case anyone's listening, it is my fault because I'm a failure in radio, and I have trained these two to be nothing but abject failures.
no, let's
in
be
radio
serious.
as well.
This podcast would not be here without you. So we have
Yeah.
to set our boundaries.
This
Yeah,
podcast
don't-
wouldn't be here without Trulies and White Claws.
well,
I'll
that's
tell you
not.
what.
That's also
Yeah.
true.
yeah.
Is that an ad or
Yeah,
soon to
Truly
be
and White
ad?
Claw. Give us free stuff, please. Truly CEO next up on the podcast.
I just think it's where we'll be learning as we go, and we'll take things from each episode and we'll change it, and we'll improve on things we need to improve on, or we'll keep things the way that if they're good enough, we'll keep it the same. And I think that's all about not just podcasts, but anything you do. You just got to. I mean, all you can expect is improvement from each episode or from the last time you do it.
A couple of exciting things that we have for you. We're going to play a little game in the next segment. We're going to actually play 2 games in the next segment. There's one that we're going to do. We are selecting a team of sitcom characters to go into the bubble and take on NBA players. VJ and I will be doing the first annual Business on Top sitcom basketball draft. And then after that, we are going to play a game called Get Out of Here,
What?
where I go on a
What
rant
pisses you
about
off?
something that really pisses me off. So you're going to want to stick around for that one. I might have to adjust the levels on that. Make sure you turn your speakers down before the start of that segment.
Put
because
headphones in.
or take your headphones out.
Or
Take your
them out.
headphones out because you'll definitely be able to hear it. So one of the things that we talked about towards the end of the first podcast that I was captivated by, and this was something that you said towards the end of the show, was, do you think you can succeed without a college degree in this current climate? And I think that question is hard to answer now that we're in the middle of a pandemic. But it's something that I wanted to kind of farm out to you guys and discuss, because we were born to parents who did not necessarily need a college degree. The rate of adults who ended up getting college degrees was a lot less in our parents' generations who were born in the 1950s, the 1960s, who could go out, get a job. The market was flowing well, and it wasn't as competitive in terms of people who had college degrees. Having a college degree in the past put you ahead, and I think at this point in our lives and really where we are in 2020, I would say really most everybody has a college degree, and you're almost behind if you don't have it. But
Well, yeah, I think the problem, there's a misconception on if like, I think a lot of kids come out of college thinking like it's going to be given to them, like a job's going to be given to them.
Yeah,
and I think that's the biggest myth of
Yeah.
Having college.
yeah. College really doesn't.
degrees.
I mean, let's be real. College doesn't teach us a lot of real life, like what really happens in the
teaches you
adult
how to
world.
drink.
It's not,
Drink. Yeah.
What did
Well,
you learn? What did you learn?
That's what I learned.
A lot of that.
Ordering Jimmy John's at 2 a.m. I got
Yeah.
really good at
I
that.
learned. Yeah. I mean, what your alcohol intake level is in college, and freshman year, you know how to put on 15 pounds, or in my case, 30 pounds, really easy. But I just think that I don't know. College doesn't prepare you for real life, right? A lot of the classes you take in college have no use.
I
after.
think college prepares you how to be an adult, but it doesn't necessarily prepare you for
That's-
the career
that's
that
a good point.
you're about to have.
It'll mature you, but things like a job or even little things like health, like once you're 26 and you're off your parents' health insurance, like health insurance is something you need.
right.
Mhm. And
You don't learn about.
something that's also incredibly expensive.
Yes.
Yes, and I think, and one of the things you do learn is time management. I think
Yes.
time management and networking with other people, learning how to talk to people,
Yeah.
both through
Think
work, like face to face, and also you take professional writing and speaking classes that will help you in the future.
And that's
And
just
that's what-
something you learn interacting with other adults that you hadn't previously been with. A lot of the time, I mean, I know growing up that just living with my parents, there were certain things that I didn't know about. And once I was able to expand my horizons and talk to, interesting people in college about interesting things, it allowed me to somewhat open up and my interpersonal skills became better.
Yeah.
But, that alone isn't going to guarantee you a job.
No.
Yeah.
No.
But what's happened now is I think it's almost like a reversal where there are a lot of availabilities for mechanical, vocational schools for people. And I think there's a lot of pressure on people to go to college, whereas there are a lot of alternate avenues for
Yeah.
people out there these days.
Yeah, I think a college degree is needed in my opinion, not because it'll necessarily help you with the job you get. It's needed to open the door for you to get an interview, because let's be real, I mean, if you're turning in your resume with 100 other applicants and you don't have a degree, I mean,
It's also a good plan B, just
Yeah.
in case. Like, let's say you want to start your own business, and a lot of small businesses 80% fail.
yeah.
So you need a backup plan.
Yeah.
And having a degree will help you there.
Now,
up front.
do I think that's required to have a degree to be successful?
No.
Not at all.
No.
But I think the reality is, as employers, that's the number one vetting, I would guess, as an employer, is like they're looking at your resume and they're seeing,
It's not even
where
them.
you got or whoever.
No, but I'm saying it's not even like a person. It's literally now they have scanners, like computer scanners,
Yeah.
that look through your resume.
There
You
are
don't have one?
just
So they-
legit algorithms
Yeah.
that will phase
Algorithms.
things out. If
So you
there's-
got to
that
think
look through
like
text,
a
yeah.
degree is probably
Yeah.
one of the boxes it looks for, right?
Yep.
For graduating from a university, wherever that may be. That's the sad part, is I think you need it to as a foot in the door.
We're
It's a
interviewing the
system.
job computer next segment.
Yeah.
Coming up next,
IBM Watson.
job algorithm computer, IBM Watson. Next guest on the podcast, Frankie, get him on. I think the one thought that I just kind of want to leave you guys with, and this is really my opinion, and it really does come from, I guess, experience, but a lot of the time getting a job is not necessarily a meritocracy. The most qualified applicant doesn't always get the job.
Yes.
Right.
I think a lot of the time it's about relationships and who you know, and it's not a fair system, but I think it's the way that our system works today. And when people ask me about how I got my job, I actually was lucky enough to get my job because I maintained a friendship with somebody who had landed at the spot that I am at now. So the thing that I tell people, or really just inquiring minds, although no one really cares about my input, is that just be a good person, be a good man or a good woman, because you never know how that's going to come back around and reward you in the future. You know, if you be friendly to people and you treat people how you want to be treated, you never know whose advice you're going to need, whose help you're going to need down the road. And I think that's probably the most important thing. I've always tried to live my life just being the best man that I can be. And so far, so good. The three of us are living the dream here.
I agree, and I completely agree. And I think one of the things that we take for granted when we're in college, and for all of you that are in college right now, a few pointers is like make as many friends as you can. Don't ever burn bridges.
Yes.
And also utilize the resources you have in college, because there are a lot that people don't even know about in college. Your Career Resource Center that help you with mock interviews, resumes, and I know thousands of kids don't know about that.
Yeah.
And
I didn't.
You need to use it.
I wish I took that stuff more serious. I know, like through my major, we had to get our resume. You know, we had to go through get your resume through the career fair and all that stuff, and like you just kind of. I mean, I did, unfortunately, like kind of just make one and just kind of BS your
Test
way
the
through
waters,
it,
right? Yeah, figure it out.
I wish I took that a little bit more serious. Would it have helped? Probably.
There's no guarantees.
Yeah.
Right?
Here's the thing: 21-year-olds and 22-year-olds are going to be 21 and 22-year-olds.
Right.
But class of 2020, class of 2021. Best of luck to you. It's not easy going through this in a pandemic.
Now,
so you know, we're sticking with you. Hang tough and do your best. But coming up next, we're gonna do something a little bit more fun. We've got Get Out of Here. We've got the sitcom basketball draft. Stick around. It's coming
Let's
up.
go. Man.
No, man. I experienced it firsthand, especially in sports. Sports is not doesn't matter your GPA. I mean, it matters to an extent, but your GPA or
you were in a tough field though.
It's all about who you know.
Yeah.
And I learned the hard way that if you don't know really someone high up, there's only X amount of jobs in sports, whether it's pros or college, and if all those jobs are filled, shit out of luck.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Shit out of luck. They're not going to create jobs for people, and
that's what brings back my point. Yeah,
that's what I wish we were kind of told in college is like they make it sound like, you know, if you want to be a GM or if you want to do this and you don't do it, like go do this or go do that. It's like, okay, those jobs are filled too.
It's
like sports teams don't open, no matter how good you are, unless you know someone high up, their likelihood of them opening or creating it. Sports is all about right place, right time.
Right. No, absolutely. Timing is even in regular jobs though.
Yeah.
You know the person, but the timing could not be right at one time.
But at least in like business or other, like even the medical field, you have more potential job openings just because of the places that you can apply to. Like in sports, if you're going the pro route, there's X amount of teams, there's X amount of spots. If you're going the college route, it's the same thing. There's only a certain
and you know it because you've been through it. So.
Yeah. Oh, I've been through it multiple times.
Yeah.
Welcome back. The Business on Top podcast. Right now, Ben has a Yankees update for us. Ben, what do you got for us?
Gary Sanchez struck out with the bases loaded. Let's lead into our next segment. The Yankees fucking suck right now.
He's a prophet. He knew it was going to happen.
Yeah, I called it. I told you.
Okay, so fun talk over the break, and now we're going to lead into what I think is one of our most creative segments out of the 5 that we've only ever done. This is the NBA sitcom basketball draft. VJ and I are sending 2 teams of our sitcom characters. We are loading up a squad. We're sending them into the bubble to take on the rest of the NBA teams that are in there. What do you guys think about potentially getting on in the virtual crowd? Have you seen some of the virtual NBA Zoom stands lately?
Yeah, I think we should do it. All you got to do is apply. I think it's an application process, and I don't know what they review, but you get it approved, and then you're one of the fans. I'd say I think it'd be fun.
I'd be curious to know what the standards are. I wonder. We should do another segment called "This Guy Actually Has a Job for This." I can't believe that someone's job at the NBA is to look through applications of random.
And what did that guy go to college for? Like what did he major in?
Or did he not go to college?
Yeah, or did he not go to college?
Is there a cost for it too, or is it just?
I think it's just.
free.
Yeah.
it's free.
Oh, we got to get it on there, huh?
Yeah, we gotta get on there.
Let's talk to Adam Silver. Just email him.
Adam Silver next up on the podcast.
I'm going to spam him right now.
I would like to. Well, our Knicks are not playing in any of these games, but I would love to hop on a Lakers game.
Yeah.
Hang out with was Lil Wayne doing one of the Lakers games recently?
Lil Wayne was at the Lakers one. I think we should wait. We should try. I don't know if they're going to do the same format for the playoffs, but I think it'd be pretty cool if we got into a playoff virtual fan setting.
Who is one celebrity or famous person? You guys can't say Derek Jeter. This is outside the sports world now.
Okay.
Which celebrity would you pick to hang out on a Zoom with and be in the crowd for an NBA bubble game?
Off the top of my head, I don't know why I'm thinking of this now, but Tom Cruise.
Tom
He's
Cruise. Tom Cruise is fun.
Yeah.
And Tom Cruise has a ton of energy. And one fun fact that I think not a lot of people know or appreciate: when you guys know Wilford Brimley, diabetes guy.
Yeah.
So may he rest in peace. He actually died recently, but. Tom Cruise, when he filmed, I think the second Jack Reacher, he was as old as Wilford Brimley was in Cocoon.
My.
Tom Cruise is one of those guys who has just aged surprisingly well, and we, I guess, can all hope that we would age as well as him as we head into our 30s here.
Very dynamic, too, and he does all his stunts.
Ben, how about
that's
you?
Pretty sick. First name that came to mind was Mark Cuban.
You already went with somebody
went.
who's involved in the NBA. That's interesting.
Yeah, whoa.
That'd be great,
it was
too.
just anyone, wasn't it? It was just
Yeah.
Wow, why didn't I say that? That would've been great.
Shark Tank superstar can give you
I would
some
definitely-
business advice.
Can I get a second pick?
I would definitely.
Take someone else if you want. I haven't had mine yet, but go ahead.
No.
I feel like there's very few billionaires that seem as relatable as Mark Cuban does.
Well, yeah, he was, I think, just a regular guy until
Yeah.
he took advantage of the internet boom.
But yeah, he's active on social media. He's knowledgeable about everything and anything, and he's a successful businessman who has multiple companies he owns. He owns the Mavericks. I think that would be unbelievable to pick his brain and sit in a virtual setting.
I'll tell you what he has. The guy's got charisma. But another guy who has even more charisma than him, Shia LaBeouf.
Is that you?
My God. You guys are
Yeah.
you guys would be just yelling "Just Do It" with your shirts off in the virtual stands.
I mean,
He'd
isn't
be
that
all
what the
about
NBA
it.
wants?
He'd be all about it.
Doesn't the NBA want fans who are passionate, are willing to be energetic? I mean, this guy brings the energy in every single role that he has. I mean, full commitment, full on, 100%. You will get him in NBA fan character. And that guy, no matter what, he's going to be a good time.
Best Shia LaBeouf film.
Ooh.
Or favorite.
He was in Holes, right?
Yeah, it was him.
Liked Holes. Also liked Transformers.
Yeah, I'll be honest, those are the only two that I thought of.
He did a recent one where he played his father.
Yeah, he won. Yeah, I think he won some awards for a serious role he just recently.
Eagle
played.
Eye was pretty good too.
Eagle Eye was underrated movie.
Very underrated.
2008.
Never saw it.
You got to watch it. It's pretty good.
All right. Next segment, we watch Eagle Eye. But before that, Commissioner Ben Siegel is with us. He is here to announce the 2020 NBA Bubble Draft. Team owners Vijay Patel and myself, Shane Chernoff, are waiting at the podium. I have the first pick. The commissioner is here to announce who's on the clock.
Shane Chernoff is now on the clock.
With the first pick in the 2020 Business on Top NBA Bubble Draft, Shane Chernoff selects Will Smith of the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Look, this guy was an incredible point guard. He led their high school. He had Carlton Banks in the backcourt, and he led this team to a fantastic run, put the team on his back. It's a guy that's going to score buckets, score at will in the fourth quarter. No pun intended. Will Smith is my guy. I'm going to take him as my stretch four, and I think he's going to lead this team to victory.
I must add, he had an impressive highlight reel in the opening of Fresh Prince. You could see him. He's taken, 1-on-5 in the pickup game?
In West Philadelphia, born and raised.
Yeah, so
on the playground, that's where he spent most of his days.
Great first pick with Will Smith. So next pick in round 1 will go to Team Vijay Patel.
All right. So with the first pick on my team, I am going to go with Jim Halpert from The Office.
Good pick.
John Krasinski. He's a very agile, very dynamic player, And as
Good scorer. Good scorer inside and out.
Inside
will to
and
win.
out. Had a nice jump shot. I don't know if you guys saw that in the episode, but also very physical down low.
Good trick.
Threw some bows.
Very, very nice. Also, like good team guy. He's somebody that you want to have around. He's one of those guys that you can't really hate. You just appreciate his lunch pail effort around the rim.
I agree. Good sense of humor too. All right.
So that will conclude round 1. We will move directly into round 2, and we will start round 2 off with Team Shane Chernoff.
All right, and with our second pick, first pick of the second round in the NBA bubble draft, Team Chernoff would like to select AC Slater.
Whoa.
AC Slater, the jock of Saved by the Bell. He was a wrestler. He was the quarterback of the football team. He was even on the basketball team in one episode. We got a nice sample size of athletic ability. I think AC is one of those guys who really can put a jolt in your team, give you a lot of energy, somebody that's just going to be really strong, getting to the basket, scoring at will. So I'm going to go with AC Slater.
Are both your first 2 picks going to be in your backcourt? What positions are you thinking for?
Well, the great thing about AC is that he's just so versatile. You could really put him anywhere. I think AC is your classic swingman who you could have at the 3, you could put him at the 2, and if you want to play some things around and you want to go big at the 1, you could put him there as well.
I like
Albert Clifford Slater. I mean, that guy is a force to be reckoned with in the backcourt.
Good pick. And we will conclude round 2 with the second pick in the round for Team Vijay Patel.
Oh, okay. So my second pick is it's a different pick here. Not a lot of people know about it, I don't think, but Jung Kim from Kim's Convenience on Netflix.
Yeah, you're gonna have to give your own scout report on.
His name is Simu, the actor. Jung Kim is very dynamic. I think in the intro of Kim's Convenience, you could see him shoot some shots in the basket, and you can see that he's very strong in the show. He has a jump shot. He can play down low. It's almost like a Jim Halpert in a way. So we have 2 dynamic players already.
You have two versatile guys who are good scorers inside and out, play on both sides of the ball.
Right.
Very hard-nosed lunch pail guys who are just going to get you really solid efforts on both ends of the floor.
Those are the guys you want. You don't want guys that are pegged into one position on the floor. So I see both you guys are going that route with both your first 2 picks.
Look, in the NBA, especially come playoff time, you need guys who are going to play hero ball for you, and those are 2 guys that are not afraid to step up in crunch time.
Yeah.
How about that utility,
Yeah.
All
right. Starting round 3, we will swing it back to Team Chernoff.
With the third pick for Team Chernoff, we are going with AC Slater's best friend, Zach Morris, also from Saved by the Bell.
Wow.
One of the most popular students at Bayside High. Got great charm, definitely with the star power. He'll get everybody to tune in. He has that special ability to call timeout and freeze everyone else around him, allowing him to get easy penetration of the bucket. Somebody that will really rally his teammates around him, and really, when you go into the NBA playoffs, is solid guard play. And I think Zach Morris really, really gives you the ability to generate easy points, especially in the third and fourth quarter when the defense really tightens up. So. Zach Morris, third overall pick.
Chemistry as well coming in. No chemistry needed between AC Slater and Zach Morris, BFFs for life.
Absolutely.
From day one.
Anytime you have 2 best friends, they have this connection where they know where they are on the floor and they see plays develop before they happen. Yep. So I'm thinking a lot of give and goes, good running of pick and rolls between AC and Zach. I think they're going to be able to make a really strong impact and probably will match up well against LeBron and Anthony Davis.
Yep. I like it. So we will finish round 3 with the last pick in the round with Team Patel.
All right, well, my third pick, I'm going to go with Joey Tribbiani from Friends.
All right.
I know everyone knows him. This is more of a wild card pick for me because we've never actually seen him play basketball, but we've seen him play football in one of the episodes, and I could see the athleticism in him. I don't think he's very tall.
Look, the guy's just a beefcake. So if you want physical play,
yeah,
we're going give the ball to him in the post and let him go to work.
Let's go. Yeah, and he's got that charisma. He could probably catch some people off guard. Who knows?
A strong male figure, just distracting with that smile.
Can't teach strength. Strength.
Right.
If I wasn't naked, I would have taken my suit off already. I'm getting excited over here. But yeah, Joseph Tribbiani.
All right.
him.
I like it. So we will start round 4, and we will pass it back over to Team Chernoff.
So far, Team Chernoff has a 4, and then they have their backcourt. One of the things that I think we need is a center. So I am taking Dr. Cosmo Kramer, the ass man from Seinfeld, to be our center. A high-energy guy who's going to crash the boards, give you a lot of rebounds, might not fill it up on any given night, but he's your classic glue guy. He's going to get everybody excited. He's going to get everybody motivated. And when you need him in a pinch, what a loyal friend that guy is.
Similar to Rodman, the Rodman to the Jordan and Pippen.
Right.
You got Kramer to your AC
He's definitely
Slater,
crazy
Zach
enough.
Morris. Just a guy who's going to do the dirty work down low and let the 2 stars and the 2 pretty boys shine.
The guy's a real bruiser, and I think one of the things about Kramer is that he's just so underappreciated in his ability to fly under the radar. Like a Draymond Green type is someone that is going to help Team Chernoff go far in these NBA bubble playoffs.
Glue guy might get teed up every now and then, but you know what? You'll take it because he'll have your back in a fight or on the court. And we will finish off round 4 with Team Patel.
All right, with my 4th pick, I'm going to go with Angela Ali.
Oh.
Wow,
Space Force.
no! That was my pick!
Well,
That was my pick!
listen, this is one that we've never seen actual footage of her playing, but I feel like her in Space Force, being, I think she's an Air Force pilot, could be another one of those dynamic players that I've got on my team. Play anywhere on the field.
That's absolutely
on the
right.
court.
The ambitious
Yeah.
helicopter
Sleeper
pilot.
in the draft,
The
possibly?
sleeper. It could be a sleeper. Who knows?
I think,
That's
I
my
think she's-
sleeper, actually. That's
Sleeper
why I
pick?
picked her.
All right, Angela Ali for the sleeper.
She's going to
pick
be
for
the
Team Patel.
Luka Doncic. If she can fly a helicopter, I'm sure she's got range. She can step out, hit a couple of 3-pointers,
Yeah.
and probably get you a couple dishes in your backcourt. Maybe give out some pretty good assists.
Very
Stat
smart,
stuffer,
yep.
Angela Ali.
Yep.
We will be starting round 5 now with Team Chernoff.
And this is going to be the last round. We've just selected our starting 5. And my last pick, I needed someone who could fill in at the 3. Somebody mid-sized. Somebody that has some speed and somebody that might fly under the radar. I'm going with Hank Hill.
Oh.
Master salesman of propane
Damn it,
and
Bobby.
propane. Damn it, Bobby.
Damn it, Bobby.
Damn it, Ben. Damn it, VJ. The star running back in high school before a knee injury took him out of action. He's fresh out of surgery. He's ready to go. Hank Hill is somebody that I think is going to stretch out both ends of the floor, really going to push the pace with his running back level speed, and his dribbling ability is really going to give defenses fits here in the NBA bubble playoffs. So I'll turn it over to VJ for his last pick.
I would love to be in the club. If Hank Hill and Kramer were to win the championship, I would love to see that post-game celebration because they are
Hank
going to
and
get
Kramer in the
fucked
club.
up.
Oh, man. Who
They
wouldn't
are
want to
gonna
be a
get
part of
fucked
that?
With the last pick in round 5, rounding out his team as well, we will pass it over to Team Patel.
All right, I think the last... man, this one's hard. I think I'm going to go with the old Stanley Hudson.
Wow,
There we
the
go.
secret weapon of Dunder Mifflin.
Of Michael Scott's secret weapon in The Office. I think he's going to have a good chemistry with good old Jim Halpert on the field. You never know what you're going to get.
Fantastic dribbler. He's in those Cheerios commercials now, so you have to expect that he's going to be healthy.
Is he
He's heart
actually in
healthy.
Yeah,
He's heart
yeah,
healthy.
he
He's
is.
in these Cheerios commercials now.
So you have an endorsement deal right off the bat.
I think
There we go.
specifically
Continue.
Honey Nut Cheerios. He's been working with the bee on some dribble techniques. He's just a very good penetrator, just a guy that'll really just slice and dice in the paint and give defenses fits.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's those are your guys' starting 5 to go against.
That was with our bench player, I think, right?
We've got a couple of bench players. If you're taking one real quick, 5 seconds, who are you taking?
Jackie Chan.
Good call.
Actually, no, Stanley Hudson was my...
From Jackie Chan Adventures. I mean, that guy, like, just with the intangible abilities, he's
got the hands, you know?
He's gonna give you a little bit of everything. With Jackie Chan, any given night, he's gonna produce for you. And my last bench player, I'm going to go with Gerald Johansson from Hey Arnold. We all remember the great trick play that they ran against the 5th graders in the vacant lot, how they were able to win. Arnold throws a dime pass on the reverse, and Gerald makes the diving catch for the touchdown. I think his athleticism is going to translate, and I think Team Chernoff is going to be a formidable force. here in the bubble. Coming up next, get out of here. EA Sports. It's in the game.
EA Sports. It's in the game.
EA Sports. It's in the game. Oh, God, that was so bad.
All right, so I think we're going to start a new segment. Don't know if it's going to be every episode, probably, hopefully every other, if you guys like listening to it and enjoy what we talk about. But it's going to be titled Shower Thoughts. So in episode 1, we kind of talked about how, in the shower or on long drives, we do our best thinking, and we come up with random shit we think about.
You think of random shit, exactly.
Yeah, random shit that you probably don't talk about with anyone. It's just in your head, and we're going to talk about it.
Well, we're going to see. Yeah, that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to set it out into the open right now. We're going to talk about a couple of our shower thoughts.
Yeah. Emphasis
this
on
was your
random
idea.
shit. Yes. I will take full credit for the random shit you're about to hear come out of my mouth thanks to this segment. So, do you guys have you guys ever thought about how many people, like in the 1300s, 1200s, even before that, tried all the shit that we know now that is inedible that they probably tried and thought was food?
I actually have thought about that because the one thing that I think about is when you put like mint in a dessert or a cheesecake, and it's like, you see the cheesecake, you know the cheesecake is delicious, but it looks like there's just this leaf, and it's like, who the hell decided to pull this off of a plant, like chew on it and be like, I'm going to make dessert out of this?
Yeah, no, it's not poisonous.
Yeah, right. No, but that's the thing is, like, think about how many people tried plants thinking like, oh, mint is edible, but they tried poison ivy and their fucking throat swelled up. And
this looks similar enough.
It's trial and error.
The main one I think of is, I think in high school we should be learning about, like, in 1493, John Smith decided to eat the container that his milk was in. It looked clear and it looked tasty, so he decided to chew on glass. After 3 weeks of shitting but nothing but blood, John Smith deemed glass inedible for the human race, and that's why we don't eat glass.
It's funny because I think so many of our inventions occurred by accident. And think about just how much trial and error that had to involve. Like,
think about all the stuff that we know not to eat: glass, mulch, like cardboard. Think about all the people that ate that.
Well, some of that stuff is man-made.
Well, I know. Some of that's,
but something naturally occurring. Yeah. How many mushrooms? Like, how do we figure out what mushrooms are safe to eat?
Think about rocks. Like rocks, people were like, teeth were falling out. Like no one, like all the stuff, anything you could think of, like anything. People were eating. I think we should be learning. We should have learned who those people are, and those names should be passed down through history.
Speaking of which, who figured out dentistry? Like, who is the one that was like, "Oh, we need these things to chew. How do we keep them healthy?"
Yeah, if we don't take care of our teeth, they'll stay in our mouth rather than falling out and turning black or brown.
Hang on.
Like I told you, it's random shit. Just think about all the stuff that we just know not to eat, and all the people who ate it before us, thankfully, telling us do not eat this. Because
I had to look up who invented. What did you look up?
Pierre Fauchard. Is that
did he eat glass? Is he the guy who ate glass?
They say he's the father of modern dentistry.
Oh, dentistry. No. See, I take it a little. I think I went a little bit more. I went a little bit more micro. I think you went macro. Yeah. William Niebergall was the inventor of toothpaste and apparently cavity prevention.
Oh, that's way
see,
that.
No one knows his name, but that's a guy who is a huge part of,
yeah, history.
Hygiene.
History, and is somebody that is hopefully part of your daily routine every day.
Yeah.
If you brush your teeth, thank William Niebergall, and you'll be able to because he's going to be on episode 3 of this podcast.
So going further back, it says that in a 2017 study suggests that 130,000 years ago, the Neanderthals already used rudimentary dentistry tools. So it's been here for a long time.
So not even pre-Homo sapiens, we had dentistry.
All right, so maybe
what the hell?
We wouldn't have known their names to
they had
credit
floss?
them due to not making things but it doesn't even, like you said, dentistry, like it doesn't even have to be what's edible and what's not edible. Like smells, like this smells good or this doesn't smell good.
Right. Minute perfume.
Yeah. Think of, like, isn't that crazy that someone in history did this and we learned whether to continue doing it or to not do it?
Well, we were all like hunters and gatherers back, like way back when we were all. Like,
yeah.
So we didn't need to smell great. I'm just trying to figure out who was the one that figured out you could mix like sandalwood and a bunch of other crap, and then wow, you're gonna smell delicious and like turn women on, or you're gonna have a good perfume and like turn men on.
That's my thought. That's my shower thought.
Who was messing around with that?
Yeah,
that's some good stuff.
Don't you want to know, like John Smith or George, whoever you said for dentistry?
Perfume segment next week for sure. Yeah. Perfume cologne segment. Lightning round though. I'm going to go around to each of you. What is your favorite? What's your go-to cologne? I have Cool Water. So I have two. Cool Water is one that I happen to enjoy and I think is objectively a good cologne. And I also like Armani Code. Pretty good cologne as well. V, do you have one?
I have Armani Code and also Dolce & Gabbana, the one.
I haven't tried that one. I'll have to.
Yeah, I'll bring that over next time, but it's a very good one.
We'll do scent test.
We spray each other's cologne next.
No, I need multiple colognes.
Wow.
My go-to's I think it's called it's a French. It's like Jean-Paul Gaultier.
Wow, fancy.
It's
Is that the blue one?
Yeah,
with like
blue.
It looks like a guy's body.
Yeah.
I've never seen that. I gotta check that out.
Well, did you guys ever use Axe in middle school and high school?
Yeah. Like a can a day.
I remember one of my good friends who may come on the podcast with us one day soon. Man, we sprayed an entire classroom full of Axe before the rest of the class got there. And I remember a couple of girls and some of the other guys in the back were like coughing because we sprayed just entirely too much of it. And I think everything smelled like Axe body spray Phoenix.
Yeah, if you took PE in middle school, you had a can of Axe in your backpack.
And it doesn't go well with sweat. I will tell you.
No, it doesn't cover up.
True.
It doesn't cover up sweat.
It's bad.
No, it's just both.
No.
It's sweat with a hint of Axe.
Yeah.
Take a shower.
True or false? Every middle school boys gym locker room from 2002 to 2008 smelled like Axe body spray.
Oh, true. Absolutely.
No debate. But
do you guys want to play
Axe,
Get Out of Here?
Old Spice. I don't know if Old Spice was part of. Was around then?
Old Spice, I'd say, was with Axe.
I can't do the whistle, otherwise I would go.
Wait, do you guys want to do? You guys want to chime in on your shower thoughts?
I do have some shower thoughts. You make a good point.
Yeah. Oh,
I have two shower thoughts. First shower thought.
Do one now, and then one we'll do for the next.
We'll save for the next segment.
First shower thought. I have no idea where the hell my passport went when the three of us got back from Toronto.
Oh.
I don't know where it is. I haven't seen it. I haven't needed it because 2 weeks later we got into a pandemic.
I can't wait to tell everyone.
I don't know when I'm going to be able to even leave the country next year.
There's definitely a Shane Chernoff who's flying abroad right now who's disguised as you.
Yeah, because he has a better passport and probably more countries are going to allow him in because it's a non-American passport. We can talk about that another time. What is your shower thought, Vijay Patel?
My thought, it's a little bit. I guess it's a shower thought. Have you guys ever driven somewhere, got to your destination, and was like, "How the hell did I get here?"
Oh, yes. I think there's a phenomenon that's known as that. Hang on, I'm going to look it up.
Yeah, it's pretty scary when you're driving and you're like, "Whoa, how did I get?" Like, how did I not get in a crash? I don't even know how I got here.
That's what I'm saying. You're just so used to it's instinctive that you've gone from point A to point B every day for a long time, or you've been to the destination so many times that you just blank out.
Yeah, I've done that.
I've thought about that so many times.
It's almost like a muscle memory thing. The more you do
scary,
something,
though,
right?
It is. Yeah.
But you're so aware in the moment. I think. You forget it, but like in the moment, you know what's going on around you.
15 minutes later, you realize you're at your exit ramp, and you're not.
But you're in the left lane, so you gotta floor over 5 lanes on 95.
I gotta get over.
No, I mean you could say it. You could say the
Well, I could.
OnlyFans.
Maybe later. We'll discuss it. But, man, I have done that so many times where I have just made like a left turn or a right turn. And I'm honestly like, I've done it where it's actually worked against me, where I want to get off at a prior exit, but I'm so used to getting off at the exit to go to work that I go, oh crap, I got to turn around and get there. So it can cut for you and it can cut against you. But there is some kind of a phenomenon for it. It's called like, I would call it ghost driving, but I don't know. I'll have to look into that. If there's any psychologist who's listening to this that can explain to us this phenomenon and why it occurs. I don't know if it's a neuropsychologist or a psychiatrist or a neurologist. If you're a doctor or you know something about this, come on our podcast. Let us know. By the way, had a couple of good reviews on our podcast. I've had a couple of people say that we did a pretty good job. So thanks to our moms for giving us those positive reviews. And in the meantime, we can do get out of here.
Yeah. Well, you want to segue into speaking of cars and getting over the I-95?
Why don't you guys go first? I'll
Okay.
work toward you guys.
All right.
I'll finish up, but I know there's some things that rubs you guys the wrong way. So
yeah.
whichever one of you guys wants to take that, go right ahead.
So I found out recently that a lot of stuff pisses me off. I don't know if it's like,
It's a random shit.
It's the family genetic that like we've, we enjoy debating and yelling. Like that's typical
we
like
yell at each other. Yeah,
an
come on.
attorney family does. But one of the biggest things I found out recently that grinds my gears is people who talk on FaceTime or on speakerphone like out in public with no headphones, and you can hear their whole conversation.
I'm guilty of doing it sometimes. I don't think
we don't
I'll
like
do it.
you anymore, Shane. That's okay. That's the way it is.
I'm pissed at you right now.
I think I'm gonna get booted off the podcast.
No, but like you just hear their whole conversation out in public, and it's loud. You don't need to hear. Either put headphones in, get it off speaker, or do it in your car. Like you don't have to be walking out in public, or if you're outside, like in the park or in an outside setting, fine. But if you're in a store, in the mall, or in Publix, or in anywhere like where there's a bunch of people, I think it's kind of rude to just have your conversation,
right?
Out in the open.
Knock it off. Stop airing your dirty laundry in public. Get out of here.
So that's a good one, actually. I think mine would be guys or girls not re-racking weights at the gym.
Hate it.
Tell me, like, everyone has experienced that at some point, and
I call
you cannot do that.
I call them hunter gatherers.
Well, that's a good one.
They sit there. They sit there. They
Drop
take
weight.
25s, 30s, and 35s. Don't bother to put them back.
Not only that, though, people who, let's say these bodybuilders or powerlifters, a lot of them are like lifting, 4 or 5 plates on each side.
Oh yeah, re-racking the bar.
Yeah. I've seen guys who just leave 3 plates on there. They take 1 off on each side and then just leave.
Oh, you're not supposed to do that?
I would say 1 on each side's like kind of acceptable.
Yeah,
like for
I
the
would leave
bar,
1.
But if you're leaving 3 or 4, I mean,
if I'm benching, I've got a 45 on each side. I put it on there. I don't bother to take it off.
Yeah,
45.
that's fine.
But 3 and 4, like cool flex, bro.
If you saw it on there when you got on the bench, I would probably leave the 45s on there when I'm
yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But if somebody leaves 3 plates on there on each side.
Yeah, that's a flex. They're flexing.
Yeah.
Didn't our parents tell us to put our toys back when we were done playing with them?
Yeah.
Well, those people
yes, yeah.
get the hell out of here. You know who needs to get the hell out of here? Rubberneckers. How many times have you been on I-95 doing your commute? You're cruising right along, and then all of a sudden it slows down. And you're just wondering to yourself, what's going on? And you pull up and you slow down for, who knows, half a mile, 3/4 of the mile, and you're wondering what's going on. And then the second you get there, of course, you see it. There's some Karen going 2 miles an hour, staring at a car accident like it's the first time she's ever seen one. Hey, dummy, I got news for you. Vehicle 1 hit Vehicle 2. There might be some damage. Amazing. It's a car accident. It's happened. There are hundreds of them that happen every day. Sometimes someone has to go to urgent care. Sometimes someone gets a little shaken up. It happens hundreds of times a day. And you know what? You might have even been involved in one yourself. And you know what else? Someone might have slowed down to 5 miles an hour to watch you because you got in a car accident. And they sit there and they stare at you because they don't have half a brain. People staring at car accidents while I'm trying to get home. Stop it. Let me get home on my own time. Get the hell out of here. Episode 3 coming up.
Ha ha ha.
Oh, man.
It's a taco. You're welcome.